Hello everyone and welcome to Teeth version 2. So I've been meaning to make a second teeth pack for ages now for my own creatures and to greatly speed up because I don't want to detail teeth every time, and the one from 6 years ago I needed updating. So that one had 24 teeth, this one's got 69. Organized in folders with incisors, canines, premolars, molars and animal ones. You also get a and press Shift X again to stop exposing this. A simplified version of each. So if I press N for Nathan on the keyboard, you can see it's decimated just enough so it doesn't lose detail. You've got 12 incisors. Insert brush as well. And then we have 20 canines of all sorts. Some are made up, some are not. And let's see, let's go a bit faster. I'll show you some examples in a sec how I use it. This one was a hell of a lot of fun to make actually. I had to stop the Dragon's Head pack production to make these so I can use them in the Dragon's Head pack. So that's 20 canines. Now we get to the premolars. Some are anatomically correct, some are certainly not, but who cares? These are usually for, you can use them for humans, but I mostly use them for animals, creatures, fantasy characters, horror characters, and so on. I think this is from a dog. This one's made up. Somewhat made up. Some are symmetrical, some are not at all, like this. Premolars. This is all inspired by a dog. So this one is, yeah. This is made up. Okay, now we're at the molars. Yes, and there's 10 of them. Sorry, I am all sorts. Some are gnarly, some are very high frequency details, some are not. Some are weird like that. This is inspired by rodent type teeth. Snake. Oh, that should not have happened. Let me undo that. Don't worry, the pack's not like that. Shark tooth. I love shark teeth. This is my favorite one. Inspired by a real shark tooth, but slightly fantasticized. Whatever. Inspired by Megalodon. Yeah. 7-gill cow shark. Tiger shark. I don't know what this is, so I call it thing. Then there's another subtool. You can see these ones are they're very much decimated. These are for people who want less. From afar, you can't really tell the difference, but they're whereas these meshes are between 50k and 200k, usually hovering around 100k. This is exactly the same set, but as you can see, active points way less, usually between 2,000 to 5,000 points. So they look exactly the same. I'm not going to go through all of them again, but as you can see, total points way less for people who want to just use a less heavy, because when they're in a creature's mouth, you often don't really see the difference. So it gives you the option. I've also included 2 brushes. I've already loaded them. So if you right click on anywhere or press B to load the brush, go to where you've downloaded them. So there's the normal insert mesh and then the simplified one. This is the normal one. So you can drag it onto meshes. Press M for Martin. You can see what's in the insert mesh. N will show you what's in the subtool list. M will show you what's in your current brush up here. I don't like using this. I just don't. I prefer pressing M and going, oh, give me that one, and you drag them out, and so on. And then we have the simplified version, which looks the same from afar, but it's way less polygons if you want to, not use such dense a mesh. So that's the two. Then we have OBJ, separate OBJ files for each of these meshes. Let's go back to the high density one. For importing into Blender, Maya, Max, Cinema 4D, other sculpting programs, all programs, 3D programs can import OBJ, so you should be good for Blender and so on. Alrighty, so let's go to some examples. So here's one example of a head I made with my creature scales pack, a part of my tails pack, and the dragon's head pack that's gonna come out soon. These teeth are actually not. Let's open the mouth a bit. Used from the teeth pack. They're actually older teeth, so I will replace them. And let's. Well, before I do that, let's go to other examples that I just made before this video. So here is one. Let me just. There we go. So these teeth, this is an older, it's not finished dragon sculpt, but here are some of the teeth. I've just combined shark teeth and dragon teeth. It's a lot of fun coming up with new jaw shapes. Some will say, well, dragons shouldn't have omnivore teeth and shark teeth and molars. And I say, well, they can. This is an omnivorous dragon. It's an omnivore, so it eats meat, as you can see by these teeth, and it also likes to chew with its molars. So there's one example. Scroll down a bit. Yeah, I really, really like this pack. It's going to speed up my work greatly because I always used to detail the teeth one by one, and it just takes forever, and I hate doing that by now. Here's another. I even used some of the teeth, oh shit, press Control N if that happens. I used some of the teeth to create this top and bottom jaw bits. So you don't have to use the teeth for teeth. You can use them for whatever you want. Oh, we're upside down. So again, shark teeth, a bit of dog tooth. No, not dog tooth. I really like, my favorite are these incisors actually, these guys. I really, really like them, especially these types. This is my favorite tooth, apart from that shark gnarly one. This is like the kind of bulbous shape. I think it reminds me of a pasta shape I used to love as a kid. Not quite the shells, it's smaller, like small shells. Anyway, I digress. Cow shark. There, some shark stuff. And you can come up with some gnarly things. So here's one example. What do we have here? This is, I've removed this guy's teeth so we can add this one. So we can play around with the brush in a sec. And then there's another file here. This is from my Demonade sculpts, a slightly edited head. And yeah, again I went quite asymmetrical here. And there. You know, guys, he kind of has that Clint Eastwood look in his eyes. I love Clint Eastwood. He's both as a director and an actor. Anyway, I won't digress again, but yeah, it gives me that Clint Eastwood vibe all of a sudden. Anyway, so what I did here, I chose my brush, let me take out my tablet, pressing M, bring up the teeth. Let's add more of these gnarly ones. I already added a few there. Actually, no, I want to add a few more incisors because I like my incisors. These ones are cute. Cute. Wow, I can't believe I said that. But I did. Alright. Let's chuck them in there to have some smaller frequency. And by frequency, I mean the size frequency of all the teeth. I want some smaller guys in here as well. That's why I'm doing this. Okay. Have no fear. Let's auto group them. See, now they're all their own little groups, so it's easy to select one. Control H hides the mask. It doesn't remove it, it only hides it. Because I don't like seeing the mask, because it gives you the false impression of what I'm doing. Okay, let's take that out. Yeah, I like him there. And his little pal. Don't be oh, that's not his pal. Oh, it is. There he is. Come on out, don't be afraid. It's only a skeletal-ish demonic head. Yeah, teeth are my favorite aspects of monsters. And I often spend a lot of time on them because that's, as I often say, it's the thing a lot of people will be looking at, the teeth of these kind of creatures or characters. And now that I have a pack of 69, I don't see the need to ever sculpt a tooth again. Which is great, because even though I had fun with this, when I'm in the middle of production, I really don't want to sculpt teeth, you know. Okay, let's get rid of this problem. Asymmetrical. Let's turn on Tessellate. I love Tessellate. So useful. Okay. I'm not going to go into detail now. I've got plenty of videos of where I sculpt stuff. This is more about showing examples. But I just want to quickly show just how I go about generally using this guy, this pack. Let's turn off Tessellate. Actually, let's turn it back on. Tessellate gives you, that's the same as Dynamesh. It's on a local scale instead of universal across the whole mesh. Very handy. Very handy. And I prefer just dynameshing the whole thing so I have even topology, but sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to quickly have cool, small topology for certain areas, and it does it for me. Like there. Okay, let's just pop them in there. Really rough. For now. What's going on there? Okay, nothing. Nothing of concern. Alright, let's get back to our teeth. So let's... Actually, I'll use move topological to get this out of the way. You know what? Maybe I will just bloody do that so it's easy to only select him. So as you can see, just the teeth alone is already 4.2 million. It's not that bad for a high poly actually, and so many teeth. So it's alright. I don't want to decimate them any further because then you lost the fine detail if you don't do this to me. Whoa. Control N. Thank you for your bug, Zbrush. I'm blessed by thine bug. Frequently. Alright. And you. Control H. Hide the mask. Yeah, I'm not gonna go too crazy with it now. You talking to me? Yeah, it certainly got that look. More incisors because they're cool. There's one there. Oh, it's saying don't do that. And I'm not sure why, but yeah, I prefer having my teeth as separate subtool in general. That'll do. So these two front dudes are too round for me. I'm gonna polish them out. Much better. So there's another example. Let us go. Oh yeah, I have to carry on with this one day, this design. But that's for another day. I dig them. All right, let's go back to, here we go. We're gonna try and come up with something on the spot. So let's do that. All right, let's give this guy some teeth. I don't really have a plan. Like I said, there was another version that looks like so. But let's use this guy. Where was he? There we go. So we can either apply the teeth to, it's quite a high density mesh, 8 million. So I'm going to insert. First I'm going to make him visible, so he stays visible. I'm going to insert just the sphere. Move it over there. Mild keys control 4 for ghosting mode. It's a manual hotkey. So just so I have something to draw the teeth out on. It doesn't have to be on that mesh. So I've got my brush loaded, the high density version of, the high detail version of these, and let's go with just K9s for now. K9-esque ones. Let's use these for the front. No symmetry. I already like it. This is promising. So I'm gonna have the top bit sticking out because I like that detail. And if I go to these guys, I'll just move it over. And, do that. I mean, it's not essential for now. You can do what you want. Okay, let's go back to these guys. Now we can get rid of the sphere, delete hidden, because we don't need that at all. So we can either just control and drag. Sorry, let me undo that. Control and drag, and you make a copy. And you can scale it if you want the same, exactly the same type of teeth. Or you can draw out a new type of canine. For now, let's do this. Just chuck it into that socket. So if you do that, it should. Never mind. Sometimes you can, if you've got the gizmo active and you press that, you can scroll between the different teeth, but it's so buggy, I don't recommend it. Anyway, I like what's happening there, so I'm going to keep that. Press M for masticate, which means chewing your food. Let's what will fit you? Let's try this one out. No, I've got to use that on the dry. I want something chunkier. Yes, that suits me just fine. Bring it in. It's already working, guys. We can pat ourselves on the back thoroughly with gusto. I think I'll leave that there for now, slightly. And I'll move the head mesh into position later. You know what, let's copy this one. Mirror, mirror, and world. If it does that, what have we got here? Something stupid. Deleted it. There we go. Auto group, mirror, and world. So it's the same auto groups on other sides. Same groups. Actually, maybe will this work? Again, it's pseudo working. But yeah, I wanna try actually this one, the ridge in the middle. Similar shape as that one, but not quite the same. Because variety certainly is the spice of art looking cool, even if it's very subtle. Yeah, I'll leave that there, but I want it at a different angle to this one, because I like how that looks, or maybe completely that way. Nah. Just do it like that, and I want it a bit thinner, actually, a bit longer. Yeah, cool. Let's go with that family. I want to try this one. Oh, I love using this pack. I really do. Just sculpting teeth after a while becomes so tedious. Now I can just recall, I've got a smorgasbord, 69 to choose from. Let's quickly. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Control H. Oh no. Like a stubby one. Different angle. Let's see how that works for later. Yes! I'm liking what where we're going already. So let's give it molars. I know I'm not shooting because it's a reptile. I don't care, guys, and nor should you. It's fantasy creatures. We make it up as we go along. I've lost my brush. B. That one. Let's give it premolars. I like this one a lot. Yes. I love these in dogs and so on. Yeah, that works for me. On a level of working for me, I would give that a massive billion out of 10. Right, let's there we go. The brush there. Yeah, I really like these premolars. Let's try one. These ones will suit it really well, actually, but let's try this one, similar, but not quite the same. And have some gnarly angles. By the way, this is to center the pivot on the unmasked mesh bit. I've made a hotkey for it, Alt Q, because I use it all the time. I recommend you make a hotkey too, because sometimes it pivots off screen and you can't find it, and Alt Q can come to the rescue. I like it there. Very well. Actually, now there's like a little. I wanted to actually overlap here, like so. And let me undo that. I wanted to go in. Yes. And now let's make choose another two. Let's just use a molar. I know we shouldn't, but I will. Or one of these. Yeah, this will suit it better, actually. I've never seen these on a reptilian thing, but I've never seen a creature like this, period, so whatever. Okay, and let's go for the molar now. A simple one. It's gonna look quite odd, but in a cool way. I like odd. I'm just gonna copy this one. I'm not gonna have different molars. There, control dragging. Yep. Angle it differently, and then one last one, just for fun. Alright. That looks silly. That's no problem. Let's get rid of that one and do that. That's kind of interesting. So let's make it not have lips covering it to make it more monstrous. There we go. That fixes that for me. Auto group. I just want to see if I get rid of this guy, what will happen. Yeah. Deleted line. We had too many. That works for me. So what I often do is I Control Shift D. See, that makes a copy of this subtool. Move it down. And then X to turn off symmetry. Center the subtool. Hold down Shift to go in 5-degree increments to 180 degrees. Turn on X again to turn on symmetry. Like so. And now I can try and see if we can save some time. So I don't want to draw them all out again. can. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the moment, I don't want to do that. That's cool. Okay, let's put you in there. Yes. And you angle differently, slide up there. Yep, pop you in there, but I want to make this one smaller. Yeah, I dig it already. Make this one smaller too. Get it out there. So and then who are you? Oh yeah. I'm gonna get rid of these two. Holding down Control and Shift and tapping them, and then delete hidden. Because they would have looked odd there. I didn't check because I just know from experience they wouldn't work for me there. So I really like this a lot. It looks monstrous, and we have another semi-omnivorous. Well, we do have an omnivorous kind of guy. So this is 2.5 million. Let's merge it with the top guy. And then we could merge it with its daddy and then close the mouth, but I've done that in another video. So there you go, guys. That is teeth. I am very proud to give you this pack. Not in an arrogant way, just, I guess I shouldn't use the word proud. I'm happy to have quickly made something that I've been wanting to make for ages, but never got to it, and so there we go. And if this is too dense, like I said, one can use the lesser dense brush. So this version's either hugely different in poly count, but for many of you, you won't need the high density ones. You can use the lower poly count ones. Let's compare these quickly. I'm comparing the wrong ones. No, it is this one, I believe. I think. Sorry, I'm being clumsy as hell now. So from afar, you know, these two, you can see some details gone, like, you know, that, but that's just how it is, unless you normal bake it. But yeah, I'll do that. Ooh, actually, you can, let me just, before I say goodbye, let's have a gnarly little teeth there. They're actually ideal for smaller versions of the teeth, lower density insert mesh. Bit higher. Maybe not. Go away. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Now I'm gonna get back to sculpting this Dragon Age pack, as you can see here. Cheers.